What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of GH, listen, Britt and Cody, they just need to call it a wrap on this little date situation because Britt was over it from the moment she walked into that place. She was done. Britt was like, listen, this shit is a waste of my time. Like, she just felt like it was a huge waste of her time. She was like, this ain't gonna work between me and you. Like, it was just a hot mess. She dumped a drink over his head after he done called her a nag. It was just a mess. And in my opinion, I don't blame Britt for, being over it because look at her. She is dressed, she got dressed up for this date. And look at Cody. Dressed like he's going to Target or Home Depot or something. I'm like, sir, you could not put on some dress pants, a dress shirt, some nice shoes, nothing, no effort, no real effort. I just feel like he didn't put no real effort into this date. They're just polar opposites, and usually I'm a fan of opposites attract, but they have nothing in common. Like, literally nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't see any. Only thing I see between them is maybe some sex. Maybe she'll let him hit it. That's it. I don't see no romance that could potentially be there for them. I really just don't. Like, they have no type of romantic chemistry, in my honest opinion. I was hoping that they would, but after this date, I'm like, yeah, no. You can nip this shit in the bud. Because like I said, Britt was over it. She was like, listen, this ain't going to work between me and you. And in my opinion, I just feel like it's not. I think she was correct on that. It ain't going to work. He ain't put no effort into that date whatsoever. And also, my thing is, he brings nothing to the table for Britt. And I think he's intimidated by her. I think Cody is definitely intimidated by Britt because of her success. And, that's pretty much what Austin told her. Like, she's a successful, accomplished woman, which is true. She is. And I definitely agree with Austin when he was telling Britt that Cody does like her, because he clearly likes her. But he brings nothing to the table for her. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the only thing he brings to the table is some good looks, and that's about it. But that, that shit is only going to take you so far. Good looks and some good sex will only go but so far. You got to bring something else meaningful to the table. And I'm not saying that he has to be rich or anything like that, but look at Dante. Dante's a grown man. He got his own home, got a car, he has a career. You know what I'm saying? He's not rich, but, that's not the issue. It's the fact that he has direction in his life. You know what I'm saying? Cody is around the same age as Dante, if not the same age. You know what I'm saying? And what does Cody have? He's a grifter. You know what I'm saying? He runs around, doesn't take anything serious, doesn't have direction in life, doesn't know what he's doing, where he's going. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't want to date something like that. That's the type of person you might date in your 20s. Like your early 20s or something like that, early to mid 20s, you'll date a person with some potential to them. You know what I mean? But when you get like mid 30s, mid to late 30s, you're going to want to date somebody with their shit together. Man, woman, don't matter. You're going to want to date somebody that got their stuff together, that brings something to the table. You know what I'm saying? Cody does not bring anything to the table for Britt. He tried to call her and leave her a voicemail and stuff like that. He wants another chance. Sir, no. You did not come correct on the first date, and I have a feeling if she gave him a second chance, he still wouldn't come correct. So they need to nip that in the bud. Britt, she was over it at this point. She ended up going to the Hornet Star. And I noticed that she had on a whole different outfit. I don't know if that was a continuity error or whatever, because I'm guessing it is, because she told Maxie and them, I just came from a date. So if you just came from a date, that means you didn't go home and change your clothes. So that means that was an error on the production side, I guess. I found it to be funny. I seen some people on Twitter talking about it, nitpicking at it or whatever, because they noticed that some actors get a haircut in between scenes. Because Michael, I did notice that. Like, he had long hair at one point, and then he had short hair, all in the same episode. I noticed that. I'm like, it don't bother me, though. Some people on Twitter were all up in a frenzy about continuity errors and stuff. I just laughed the shit off. I'm like, because it's funny to me. I don't take it seriously. It's just hilarious. But I did notice the outfit change. And I was like, because she had an orange dress on, now you wearing black. I said, okay, I'm cool with that. She was feeling like, you know what, I'm ready to sue Society Setups, and Maxie was trying to shut her down. She was like, listen, maybe you should give dating a break. pot meet kettle. Because number one, Maxie, you should be taking your own advice. If you want to tell somebody that they should be taking a break from the dating world, that's what your ass should have did when that Peter debacle happened. But look at you, in a relationship with somebody who hiding some shit from you yet again. Speaking of hiding something, Maxie yet again was telling Spinelli to mind his business. Oh, Austin's a good guy. Leave me alone. See, that's the problem with Maxie that I can't stand. Every time somebody try to come to her rescue and try to, forewarn her that the man she's with is keeping secrets or something off about him, she don't ever want to hear it. And then when shit hit the fan, these same people who warned her before have to come clean up her mess. Like, not this time. Whatever shadiness Austin is into, if I was Mac and Spinelli and everybody else, I would leave it alone. Whatever he does to cause chaos, let Maxie clean up her own mess. I feel like the only reason Spinelli's getting involved is because he sees Maxie as a very good friend of his, plus they share a child. So whoever she dates, that affects their child. So I could totally understand why he butts into her relationship. Because she doesn't have the greatest track record with men. Is, Spinelli just trying to look out for his child and for his friend. I don't see anything wrong with that. But as far as, like, getting involved, like trying to, oh, you shouldn't date him, I would leave it alone. After she tell me to leave it alone, I'm going to leave it alone. Just make sure that no harm comes to my child or we going to have a problem. And full custody will be filed. I'm just saying. Because Austin is definitely up to something shady. Like, he was talking to this mystery dude, and the mystery guy was like, oh, the boss wants you back in Paw Tuck. And I'm like, the boss? And apparently it's a female. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, who's this female boss? I wouldn't even be surprised at this point if it's Miss Wu or somebody. I wouldn't even be shocked. I really would not be. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. But Austin is definitely into something shady, because I'm like, you got to go back to Paw Tuck and you're being ordered to go back? Who the hell you working for? Like, what shadiness are you up to, sir? I just feel like this whole Austin character so far has been a bust. And I feel bad for Roger Howarth, because I'm a big fan of his. And I just feel like the Austin character was moving in the right direction when they brought him in. I thought it was good because they added to the Quartermain legacy. But after that whole situation was wrapped up, he hasn't really interacted with the Quartermains, and it just feels like a bust. Like, where's this Austin character going? I'm just saying. I'm glad Spinelli finally told Maxie that he's the boss of social society or whatever, society setups, whatever it's called. It's about time. But I can understand why he wanted to keep it a secret, because it's about his public image. You know what I'm saying? He sees himself as a nerdy, socially awkward geek. That's just how he sees himself. And, I don't blame him, because a lot of people have insecurities about themselves. You know what I mean? So they do things behind the scenes, or they don't like to talk about certain things because they're just socially awkward. I totally get him on that. But you know what? He should definitely take pride in his work. I mean, I think it's a great idea to design your own dating app. And he should put more effort into it. You know what I'm saying? To make it the best thing yet. To make it the best since Tinder or whatever. And me personally, I don't even like Tinder like that. But he should develop it more, in my honest opinion. So anyway, moving on from that, it looks like Link is definitely, falling into BLQ and Chase's little trap. He was pretty much chomping at the bit to manage Chase's career, his potential music career. And BLQ is just eating this up, because she knows that Link will go to any length to secure a new artist, a promising artist. And that's what she's counting on. Chase was like, you a sleazy little ass. And Link was like, listen, being sleazy in the music business is what you need. He not lying, though, because there's a lot of sleazeballs in that industry. I'm just saying, read your contracts. If you ever get into the music business, thoroughly read your contract, because they will fuck you over in them contracts. I'm just saying. I'm hoping that this storyline between them is coming to a close, and BLQ can find a way to get her songs back, and we can move on to new business, because I'm over it at this point. Like I said before, I think a new direction for BLQ would be to revive L&B Records. I think she should be running her own label. And maybe Chase could be, an artist on the label, or even, like I said, even Cameron. You know what I mean? I think this could be a whole new avenue for BLQ if she, digs down deep and go for it. I think this could be a whole new career path for her. Um, I think she'll like it though. Honestly, I think she would. Um, so anyway, moving on from that, Curtis is making some steps into getting some information about this bartender and stuff because he is hell bent on helping Trina. Entering Miss Wu. So Miss Wu was parked down the street. I love Miss Wu. I love her. Listen, that woman is pretty much taking over Port Charles. Sonny better watch out because she pretty much runs some shit around here. Because Curtis was wondering what she was doing parked down the street from his house, and she was like, I understand your family going through some issues. And come to find out, the high side that Jocelyn and Trina were in, that bar, Miss Wu owns that bar. Why am I not surprised? Miss Wu got her hands in everything in that town. Like, deception, now this. She got the poker games. Like, that woman got her hands in everything. Sonny better watch out. I'm just saying. She is making her move. And she basically offered Curtis some help. She was like, listen, I own the high side. I can give you the whereabouts of that bartender, his hideout and stuff like that. I can tell you where he at. I love that Miss Wu is helping, but we all know Miss Wu is not helping Curtis out of the kindness of her heart. The more he does business with her, the more deeper he's getting into the mob without him even realizing it. Like, him even accepting any help from her, him, you letting her use his club to do her poker games and stuff. You are becoming more and more indebted into her business. You know what I'm saying? Like, Curtis is getting more and more into it, and I don't know if he realizes that or not, but I'm like, sir, you are into it deep with this lady. Get out while you still can. Because I don't even think he possibly can at this point. Ms. Wu is not doing all this out the kindness of her heart. She got an agenda, and Curtis, he needs to open his eyes and see it. So anyway, moving on from that, Portia needs to go ahead and just tell Curtis the truth. I can understand why she kept the secret or whatever after all this time, because back in the day, Curtis was a mess, with the drugs and all that. But the moment she came back to town and saw that he was straight, he was, got his life together, she needs to just tell the truth at this point, because she's so worried about the toll that this trial is taking on Trina. She's worried about, if she can get schizophrenia, and Marshall had to pretty much, calm her down and console her or whatever. Like, he was like, I ain't no doctor, but there's, more than one avenues to schizophrenia. It's not just hereditary. It's other factors. It's not just one thing. But I can understand why she's not saying nothing, because she's worried about what this, the effects that it'll have on everybody. Her relationship with Curtis, how Curtis is going to feel about it, how Trina's going to react to it, how Taggart is going to react to it. I wouldn't be surprised if Taggart secretly already know. I wouldn't even be surprised. And he just kept his mouth shut because in his eyes, Trina's his daughter. I wouldn't be shocked at that either. Because maybe he figured, like, okay, well, she was sleeping, she was sleeping with another dude while we were having marital issues. So I'm pretty sure at some point it would creep into his mind. It all happened around the same time she got pregnant. So do the math. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be shocked if he ran a secret DNA test. Like, that shit really would not surprise me. At all. But I do agree. I mean, if Curtis has schizophrenia, because that's another thing that they're worried about, I think if he had it, Curtis would probably have known by now, or he would have been showing some type of signs of it. And the fact that he hasn't, especially at his age and all that stuff, he may not have it. It might not, it might have skipped him. You know how they say some things skip a generation? It might have skipped him. So he may not end up having it. So anyway, Esme shows up to the bartender's hideout or whatnot, with that little woe is me attitude. Because, when Esme popped up in there, she had a plan. I knew she had a plan to get this bartender out of her face. Because now that her and Spencer are pretty much no more and she ain't got access to no money like that, she gonna have to come up with a game plan to get this dude off her back. Because he want his money like yesterday. He need that money. And she finally realized after talking to the bartender that it's Curtis and Marshall that's after her. That's asking all these questions and stuff. So she was trying to figure out a way to get this dude off her back. Because she was like, Spencer, he's weak. He's a boy. And she was like, she tired of dealing with boys. She need a man. And, souped this dude head up and started kissing on him and stuff like that. He got all excited, talking about, oh, I got a bedroom in the back. Listen, you old freak. He over here trying to get him some little young coo to poo. I'm like, listen, you're not getting none of that little young coochie. Go sit down somewhere. Sit your old ass down. You're not getting none of that. She playing you. Because, you know, they were sitting there drinking and whatnot. And she told him, oh, you know, get me some more liquor or whatever to drink. And while his stupid self went to go get another bottle, she done poured something. She done roofied his drink. Because as soon as he came back and took a swig of his drink, he started feeling all funny, tugging on his clothes, you know, feeling all hot till he passed out. Because she had that little sinister ass smirk on her face. Y'all ever seen that movie The Orphan with that little girl? And that's pretty much Esme. If you've seen the movie The Orphan, I think it came out in 2009. If you watch that movie, you know what I'm talking about. That little girl was sick. Esme always got a plan. I like that about Esme. She knows how to stay a step ahead of people. She knows how to be, you know, quick on her feet. She thinks fast. She know how to get herself out of some situations, and that's pretty much what she did. Cause she knew she had to get this dude out of her face. Like, he wasn't going nowhere without that money. Cause he was even talking about, you know, cutting a deal and turning her in. And you know, Esme not about to go down. Esme gonna put up a fight. So once he passed out or whatever, Curtis started knocking at the door. I was like, damn, Curtis, you got some incredible timing, bro. But you better get to him before he die or something. Because you're going to need some info, brother. But yeah, Esme she's smart. You know, she knows how to stay a step or two ahead of people. She know how to be on top of things. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought about it. And I will see you all later. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Hope you all have a great weekend. Have some fun this weekend. And I will see you on Monday. Have a great day. Peace.